What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are doing the third installment of my collection. Today we're going to be taking a look at my CRJ family of aircraft. Right now I currently have two CRJ aircraft on order, the Delta CRJ 900 and the United CRJ 200 in the new colors, the Evo blue colors more specifically. So I figured I would take a look at my current CRJ fleet before those two aircraft arrive. So currently I have 8 CRJ aircraft, 2 CRJ 900s, 2 CRJ 700s, actually one 700 and one 550, and then 4 CRJ 200s. So you can kind of see them right there. So I currently have 8 in total, as I said, 2 of which are customs right now. One of them is work in progress. The other I've barely started on yet, since I'm kind of slacking on that due to the fact that the Delta CRJ 900 was just announced by Gemini. So let's go ahead and take a look at my smaller aircraft, and then we'll work our way up to the larger aircraft. Oh yeah, I wanted to try something out a little new for this episode of my collection once again. So episode 1 we were on that white fold-up table, episode 2 we were on the shelf in my room, and now for episode 3 we are on the shelf that contains all my models. I'll kind of give you a little tour here since we are on the shelf right now. You can kind of see my lantern over here for some light, and then I got a pair of smaller lights for extra lighting, which actually probably is not going to work that well, so I'll just turn those off. So there we go. Then we don't have those yellow streaks going around. So I did add 2 new shelves. You can see one down here. This shelf mostly contains wide bodies. You can see them all down there. And then also have my Shapeways fleet right here, some of which I've turned into customs, others I have not. Some I barely started on. I'm going to leave these smaller ones alone since trying to do decals for them is not going to be worth my time. Then here's the other shelf, got my CRJ collection once again. And then in here we got the rest of my fleet. You can kind of see my military aircraft there in the background. I got some retro aircraft right up here at the front. And then here's a better view of that other extra shelf that was added. Bottom shelf pretty much remains the same with all wide bodies. You got a random aircraft right there since I didn't really have another space to put it. On this shelf, I did modify it. I did move all my regional aircraft to here. You can kind of see the spaces where the CRJs would typically occupy. And of course, I've had to move models around so I could make room for the upcoming aircraft that are expected to land in my collection sometime next month. There's the 3 old jet bridges that I got for Christmas, the original 1998 jet bridges. Some of my ground vehicles are here. Others are just kind of lying around elsewhere. Got some of my models on stands, and then some miscellaneous ones right here. That's supposed to be part of the regional jet family, regional aircraft in this case since it's a prop, but I just kind of have it sitting out here due to the fact that I got a couple of new regionals coming in, hopefully next month. Top shelf, pretty much the same thing, North American domestic narrow-body aircraft. Also got a couple of cargo ones at the end, and you can kind of see some empty spaces. That empty space right there is going to be from the Frontier E321. And then the empty space right here in the southwest area is going to be for the gold retro that I also have on order. So I got 4 models on order. Pretty cool. So let's go and take a look at my CRJ 200 collection. To start off, we'll take a look at this American Eagle example released by Gemini Jets from, I believe, 2017, I think it is. I'm going to start putting in aircraft information so I don't have to try and memorize it off the top of my head because I don't really like to do that stuff, but so this is the American Eagle 1. I believe American Eagle has now gotten rid of all of their CRJ 200s. They've either been transferred to other operators or they have retired them. I think this one is operating for United Express now. This is November 428 Alpha Whiskey, so this is an Air Wisconsin example. Start off at the front. You have the Cockpit Windows. Got the L1 door, the American Eagle titles underneath the passenger windows. Then you got the registration code along with the American flag. There's a landing gear. Some people have said that this is too short, and I think it is. It should be more like this, kind of how I have it propped right now. So, I don't know, maybe I should modify the nose landing gear and all these. You got the engines back over here, and then you have the American tail. So, pretty standard American Eagle aircraft. I did kind of break this. I snapped off the horizontal stabilizers. I did try to glue them back in, but it's kind of at an askew angle now. But other than that, this is a nice aircraft. If you just want a regional jet, I'd recommend this. I think some of these are still laying around. I know there's a bunch of older livery CRJ 200s that are pretty common. Waffle's got a whole bunch of them, and they're like under 30 bucks right now. So If you want a quick and easy CRJ 200, just go for that. Otherwise, you may have to go elsewhere if you want a more realistic CRJ 200 in your fleet. Next up, we have this United Express example with the Continental Globe merger livery. So again, as I said, I have the new colors on order, the Evo blue one that Gemini just did. Really excited to see that. And according to the computer rendering, it does show antennas. So maybe they have modified the mold to add antennas, but I did see a picture of one that JC Wings did. I don't think they changed anything else other than the addition of antennas, which is going to make the model look a little silly if the antennas are big, out of scale gimmicks. But I'm going to take a look at this one. This is a 2016 release. Got it for this past Christmas. Start off at the front, we have again, the Cockpit Windows, the little Star Alliance logo, the L1 boarding door, United Express titles above the windows. And then the registration is at the very rear of the aircraft, right underneath the tail. And then the tail is the Continental Globe. Got a dark gray underbelly for this one, a bit different than the white fuselage color up at the top. Again, a very nice aircraft. I know this one is quite rare as well. Waffle had this for a collection sale. I think it was like $30, so pretty much a steal, I guess, if the CRJ 200s are going for a lot more on eBay. And I'm sure they will probably be going for a lot once the new colors is released and sent out to retailers and customers. Figured I'd skip over one of the CRJs since we're on the topic of United CRJ 200s. This is another one I have. This is the Battleship Gray example. This was released in, I think, 2017, and I got this back in April of 2020 because I couldn't find a Continental Globe, and then eventually had Waffle's collection sale, and I was able to snag one of those bad boys over there. So really happy to have that. Still going to hang on to this. I'll probably use this as like a Delta Connection CRJ 200 substitute until I can find that. And I think Delta will be retiring those in a few years, so really no point in getting that now. But I do have a CRJ 900, so that'll make me happy. Start off at the front, got the Cockpit Windows, the very off color fuselage. I don't think it's supposed to be this light of a gray unless if you want to count it as like wear and tear over the years, as the gray has pretty much bleached, I think, due to the sun. United Express titles written in a Times New Roman font, and there's some other text down there at the bottom. If I try to zoom into it any further, the camera is going to freak out, just like it is right there. The engines are painted a very dark blue and almost appears like a black color. And then this is another Air Wisconsin example, 417 Alpha Whiskey. Not sure where this one has gone. I don't know if it's been returned back to United after American Eagle took over. But other than that, this is a really nice aircraft. My first Battleship Gray United aircraft. Wish it would have been something a little bit bigger, maybe like an A320 or even like a 747 or something. But this CRJ 200 will do well just fine for me. And maybe you'll find a Battleship Gray aircraft, another one, in the near future. So far, this is my only non-American CRJ 200, or my non-United States-based CRJ 200 in that case, because that could get confused for American Eagle. This is my Air Canada Express example. Registration is Charlie-Golf Kilo Foxtrot Romeo, and this is from, I believe, 2018. I got it for Christmas in 2018. A really nice model. I'd recommend this if you're looking for some smaller Air Canada aircraft. Got the Cockpit Windows, the Star Alliance logo about midway from the top of the L1 door. They got the Air Canada Express titles. Got a overwing exit there. And then you got the tail. So this is the ice blue or toothpaste livery. I know Gemini did one with the new colors, and I've been wanting that, but I've passed up on it because I already have this one. I don't really see a point in getting two if I'm not going to be doing many Canadian airports in the near future. But this is just nice to have in case I want to do any sort of Canadian airport that is really, really small. So I may expand on my random model airport selection to some Canadian airports. So I'll see what I feel like, and once I get enough Canadian aircraft in my fleet. And that was the last of the CRJ 200s. This is the first of the 700s. So technically this is a 550, as this is a United Express operated one, operated by GoJet. I got this back in March of 2020, the day that everything shut down due to the current situation. So as some of you may know, Gemini did change the CRJ 700 family mold, and some people complained that the landing gear was too close to the fuselage, and it looks like with this release, they moved the landing gear back to the correct position, or just switched back to the old mold, which I think is a really good choice of them. So hopefully that stays the same for the Delta Connection one that they're going to do. So I'll have to wait for the pictures, which should be coming out in a couple of weeks. So we'll see how that goes. At the front, you have the cockpit windows. You got a lot of markings under there. So I think that is a CRJ 550 marking, and they got Connecting People United in the World underneath it. Star Alliance logo, operated by GoJet Airlines underneath that first passenger window. You got the United Express titles, the dark blue transition line from the white to the light gray. November 504 Golf Juliet, which I'm not sure if that was their first CRJ 550, because typically when Gemini does a new release of a new aircraft, they typically do like the first registration for whatever reason, and they just do like a very generic one. They'll pick a very random registration. Got the blue engines, the blue winglets, and the Evo globe on the tail. So my first United Regional in the new livery, and it will be joined by the CRJ 200 in the coming weeks. Looking forward to that. And I believe this is one of the rarest CRJs I have so far. That's probably going to change once the Delta CRJ 900 lands in my collection. But this is a Delta CRJ 700. This is November 611 Quebec X-Ray. Not sure where this 700 has gone in the number of years since I've gotten it. I think I got it back in Easter of 2016, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I got it, but I really just made a random pick on it, and I probably made the right choice, because if I picked something else, I probably wouldn't be happy with not having a Delta CRJ 700, but I do, and it's a really nice aircraft. I know they also did a second release which got criticized for the landing gear because it was too close to the fuselage, and they made a bunch of other changes that I don't know if people liked. At the front, we got the cockpit windows. There's a tiny little SkyTeam logo. I think it's rubbed off just due to wear and tear over time. The Delta Connection titles right there. And you got November 611 Quebec X-Rays, the registration, engines, and the Delta tail. So this one's painted all the way up to the top of the tail. You'll kind of see my Delta CRJ 900 Custom in a little more detail here in just a minute. That'll actually be the next aircraft, so you can get to see how good I did on that one. And here is my Delta CRJ 900 Custom. Yes, I know I kind of screwed up the cockpit windows on that side, so we're going to flip over to this side since it looks a little bit better. So this is one of the Shapeways CRJ 900s that I have, and I decided to do a Delta Connection Custom. And as soon as I get started on this custom, actually it was quite a while after I did start this custom, Gemini literally comes out of nowhere and decides to release one themselves. And what's even more interesting is that I decided to do November 824 Sierra Kilo as a registration for this. Gemini ended up doing 821, so I was really close to, if I were to say that I was guessing what registration Gemini would do for their next Delta CRJ 900. I was really, really close. They really seem to kind of randomize it. So pretty much the details I have on here, I have the cockpit windows just drawn on with Sharpie. I probably should have gone with a decal. I'll probably switch that out later. Got some markings for the leading edge slats. I still don't have paint for the underbelly and the winglets, so I'll have to work on that. I did add some details with the engine exhaust around there. The engines are supposed to be white. And you got the tail there, which I did have some help from another fellow in the aviation community who gave me these custom tail designs, and I was able to scale them pretty right the first try, actually. It took me 2 tries to get the fuselage decals done right, or at least close to the right size. I think it was this side I cut a little too short on. The other side is pretty okay, so I'd say I didn't do too bad of a job, as this is my first custom, but I will definitely try to invest in some cockpit decals that I can find online, print them out, and then put them over where the cockpit windows are supposed to go, and then I'll just cover up that little blemish with, I don't know, like whiteout or something, whatever I can find. So since I'm on the topic of custom CRJ 900s, I'll go ahead and bring in the other CRJ 900 custom that I have. This one is not complete. I barely started on it. So for this one, I am intending to do a Mesa Airlines custom. So it's just the plain Mesa Airlines livery, which is pretty much all white, and the only detail I would need is the tail, and then obviously the window decals and everything. So that will be a pretty easy custom to do. In fact, I may work on it after I finish recording this video. But again, the cockpit windows I just drew on, I will try to find some decals, so if anyone knows where I could find them that would fit on a 1400 CRJ 900 custom like this, let me know, and I will definitely take a look into it. The only other details, like I said, I would need are the fuselage decals and then the tail, and then I'll obviously need a registration, which I'll have to kind of follow, like which one's the Mesa Airlines one. I've actually seen it, so this will be nice to have. And I'm sure once I finish this Mesa Custom, Gemini is probably going to do an American Eagle CRJ 900, so watch them do that for the April releases. If I'm right, then I should get a reward. Just kidding, I don't really need a reward. But that's all my CRJ fleet so far. So I wanted to take a look at this just because I got 2 CRJs on order for the first time. I think this is the first time I've ever had like multiple CRJs on order at once. So pretty nice to have it. And hopefully that Delta CRJ 900 and United CRJ 200 will look really nice. I can't wait to see those models and the pictures. So that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.